So again, welcome and thank you for joining us for 2007 in Excel and a walkthrough for the new environment. I'd like to welcome you again in looking at our new environment. Our agenda today will be looking at the new interface. We'll be looking at the window and some of the new tools that are available to you in the new look and feel. We'll be exploring the editing and the formatting, and of course ways that you can enhance your worksheets, make them pop, make the analysis come to life in new themes and galleries and a new look and feel that you'll find looks like a consultant did it. Lastly, we'll be looking at some of the data analysis tools and ways that you can analyze your data with a click of a button. Lastly, we'll talk about saving the new generation of 2007 file formats, and again, some of the challenge you might face in working across some of the different formats. Now, 2007, why did they do this to us? You might ask yourself. Well, some of the changes that they've made to 2007 are actually more user-friendly. The studies show it. People find it easier to find the tools that they need, not only to analyze, but again, to show off and find trends in their data. They have smarter tools. They have more interactivity in the sorting and filtering and some of the data tools we'll be talking about. There is more data storage. You have now up to 2 gigs of storage in Excel. So using this as a data warehouse, as opposed to some of your other options, could be a cheaper solution for you as you're working through your data options. You have easier ways to create formulas, and again, using Excel as a calculator and ways that you can nest and build functions and formulas becomes much easier with these new tools. Lastly, we'll look at some of those data analysis tools and the pivot tables. Yes, those have become easier too. They've taken away our chart wizard, but we'll talk about some of the new improvements in charting that you'll find dynamically work in your advantage. You'll find overall that the look and the feel for themes and in Excel have become more dynamic. Let's take a second. Let's look at what is a screenshot of Excel. And if you're following along here at the office, let's take a look at your worksheet together. You should have an Excel worksheet open. Of course, in the upper left-hand corner, you'll find what's called our Office button. Trust me when I say we all had that moment when you opened up Excel for the very first time, proud owner of 2007, and you said, where is the File menu? Well, the Office button has been improved. In fact, they've offered that now as an option. That has all of the commands you normally would have found under the File menu, plus more. We'll take a look at that in a few minutes. They have an expanded name box. Now remember, for those of you who haven't used that before, I know we have a variety of users in our audience, so bear with us while we talk about all the different ways that you can use Excel. The name box is your GPS. That tells you where your cell is located at that particular moment. That's been improved. The function wizard right next door here has been expanded. In fact, you'll find the formula bar will grow as you type your formula. So for those of you who are using Excel as a power tool, and if you're using it to look at functions and formulas, you can nest more, and again, you will find you won't block your data if you're typing in very long functions. We'll talk a little bit more about formulas and functions later in our class. At the bottom of our worksheet, you'll find the status bar. That hasn't changed. It still shows us, it talks to us as we work through our worksheets. And again, if I come across the bottom of my page, you'll find that you have a quick look at your views, and you also have this wonderful little sliding tool. You can automatically resize or zoom the display of your worksheet. And again, I'll take a quick reminder to say you're always typing in data, you're always looking at it on the street level, if you will. Don't forget to zoom out and take a look at it from the big picture. Make sure your margins, make sure that the graphics and the orientation of your page has been set up. The viewing buttons here allow you to do that just easily with one-click access. But of course, I saved the best for last. The biggest change, of course, in our Office environment is that ribbon. And that would be the blue set of commands you see up at the top of the page. Of course, that has replaced our menus and our toolbars for the most part. Our ribbons have been organized by tabs at the top, Home as an example, Insert, Page Layout, and then logically grouped in similar commands. Again, this is called the group. So as you look at the Home tab, Clipboard Group, you'll find that that will become your new terminology as you navigate through the 2007 environment. You'll find that that terminology actually plays out, and in fact, many of these tabs are repeated in other applications like Microsoft Word 2007, Microsoft PowerPoint 2007 as well. So again, as you're working through some of these options, you'll notice you'll find similarity across applications. And again, that ribbon, we'll look at it a little bit closely in a minute, but you'll find that has desktop access to all the commands you need to work in Excel. Most of the commands have been saved from the earlier version. So if you've memorized it and you like to click from this access, of course you can still continue to do that. For those of you that like using your keyboard shortcuts, I know there are some of you who absolutely love to click Control X. I know that they're there. They still work as well. The good news, they've added to it. So again, there are options for everybody. Now lastly, I'll take a look here at the top of my window. There's something up here next to your Office button. You'll see a few command icons. Again, these are shortcuts, folks. Most of these can be found somewhere else on your ribbon. They act as a shortcut, except, of course, the most popular commands. If you've never used these before, start using them. The undo and the redo buttons are located in what's called the Quick Access Toolbar. This is a set of commands that acts, again, out of convenience for you. This is located up at the top of your window. It stays there regardless of the worksheet that you're working on. These commands act as second and third places. You can find the most popular commands that either Excel uses or that you use. I'm going to give you a quick tip later on of how to add any command to that ribbon. But again, that acts as your Quick Access Toolbar. Your ribbon and your Office button represents the three biggest changes in the new package called 2007. Let's continue.